All righty, folks, we're back for week 4, I think, of our Pirate Chats. This week we're doing football, and joining us with me today is head coach Bubba Gonzalez, along with players Jacob Munro, Darius Outland, and David Hernandez. Thank you guys all for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
you. You bet. Let's just start with the big guy. Let's start with Coach Bubba. In this world, just in general, sports. There's some sports that just people attract to, and some people just have a dislike to, or just a misunderstanding. There's people talk about soccer, for example. Either you love it or you don't understand what the hell's going on with it. And I was definitely like that for a while. But with football, the talk of injuries and concussions and whatnot. People either love the sport or they kind of shy away from it. What was it about the sport, Coach, that you love so much? What is it about you that just kept you coming back both as a player and now as a head coach?
I guess for me, the biggest part was just the battles that you get into every play. I mean, every play is a battle. It doesn't matter what position you're playing. It's you against the guy in front of you. And, the best man's going to win. And so, to me, that's the ultimate way to compete. It's you against somebody else and making it a personal battle. And then, the lessons that you learned, going through all the adversities that you go through in a game, and then, leading up to the season. So it's just a great metaphor for life. And one of the reasons why I came back to football as coach, I wanted to try to help young people try to have some of the same success I did as a player.
Definitely not doing it for the money, that's for sure. I know I work with you, so I totally get it. So
yeah, we're not making Nick Saban money, that's for sure.
David, how about yourself? Since day one, this isn't a knock on you whatsoever, but 5'7", 185 as a running back, those are hard numbers to overcome sometimes. What is it that you do that that you show incredible heart and courage, going into last year? What are some of the things that you do off the field that help you prepare for kind of the bumps and bruises you're going to get throughout the course of a football season?
To be honest, I train differently. Just try to hit all my points in my own game. Obviously I'm not a taller back. I'm not a heavier back, like some of these other guys that are 6 foot, whatever, 230 pounds. I'm not like that. So I just use my God-given talents, my God-given abilities, and my structure and how I'm built to my advantage. So my center of gravity is going to be lower from the jump. So just kind of work on my pass pro, working on my, pad level, stuff like that. And then, just touching up on the other areas of my game that I could improve, like my hands, my speed, my agility. Those are things that are all within my control, and then just kind of using that platform just to capitalize on it. So.
And I'm sure as a follow-up, I'm sure, you can use your size and speed to your advantage as well. I'm sure you're probably an elusive guy to try to bring down at times.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal. Jacob, to me, actually, let me go back to Darius. Darius, I'll poke funny a little bit here because you and I spent a lot of time last year up in the press box, and you got to see the football from up top, maybe for the first time, from that bird's eye view. What are some of the things that you saw last year that caught your eye as a defensive back coming into this year? And how much do you appreciate being back, ready to compete again? I know we're all just kind of on hiatus right now, but how excited are you to get back on the field with everybody and after that year off?
Well, should be told, I'm excited. It's just a blessing, I feel like many people can take it for granted to an extent, and I for sure was one of those that took it for granted in high school in my earlier stages and whatnot. But yeah, I'm super excited. And then watching it from a bird's eye view within the stands or the press box with you, it's different because you hear what the coaches are saying, but then once you look at it from their perspective, you start to realize more, and I was able to process it on a different level. And now I understand the game differently. So definitely needed that year off just to really get things going and process it differently. And let alone just appreciate the game for what it is, because it's never promised. Sure.
Very good, very good. Well, I'm going to miss you up in the press box, that's for sure. So, yeah, absolutely. So, Jacob, tell me a little bit about the tight end position. It seems to me like that seems like a spot that you're going to have to be a jack of all trades. You got to have the speed to get away from a defensive back, catch the ball. You need to have eye-hand coordination. You need to block. You need to kind of do everything as far as that position. You need to block like a lineman, catch like a receiver, run like a running back. What do you think are some of your strengths in this position? What do you think are some areas that you'd like to improve on going into this year?
Yeah, you're right. Tight end definitely has to be an athlete, a jack of all trades, has to be able to do, like you said, everything. Some strengths I think I got right now are my route running and my ability to catch the football, and my size. I can line up and block people as well. Some things I want to work on are my run blocking technique. So I can just get better with that and help my O-line block better. But yeah.
Very good. Very good. Do you see yourself kind of a follow-up? Do you see yourself as more of a block first type of tight end, or do you like to get out there and get the ball and gain yards to help your team out a little bit?
I see myself more as a pass catching tight end, but I'm definitely not shy away. Definitely don't shy away from the run blocking aspect. You gotta love that part too, lining up from someone and trying to put someone in the dirt, it just fires you up.
Absolutely. Good deal. Here's one for everybody here. Give me a player from your position in the NFL that you kind of use as your role model, and maybe explain why. Jacob, let's start with you. Who's kind of the tight end that you kind of model after?
Yeah, George Kittle, because once again, he can do it all. He's the best pass catching and the best run blocking tight end, and you can just tell the guy just loves the way he plays the game. He's always getting after it, and he just plays football with such an intensity and aggression. It just makes you want to go out there, even when you're just watching him just get out there and do it yourself. So yeah.
Very cool. How about you, Darius? Who's your guy?
Man, I would say I have a mix of Jalen Ramsey to Tyrann Mathieu. Jalen Ramsey, just because I love how he's fearless and bold and just always going at it each and every play. A mixture of Tyrann Mathieu himself is just because he's also like that.
Yeah. Very cool. How about you, David? Got a running back in your mind?
Yeah, I got two. I like Tariq Cohen and I like Mark Ingram. They're both shorter backs, but they got two different styles. So yeah. I try to model my game after them with Mark Ingram's toughness and Tariq Cohen's vision and his elusiveness for sure.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. How about you, Coach Bubba? You got one from back in the old days, from the black and white era? Maybe somebody without a face mask or
the leather helmet days.
Exactly. Who do you got?
For me, I played offensive line, so Mark Stepnoski, center, played for the Cowboys and the Oilers. I liked watching him because I identified with him the most. He was an undersized guy, wasn't given a whole lot of chance to play. I believe he was like 6'1", 6'2", and I was in that same boat as well. I was never given the shot or given the nobody believed in me that I could play at a high level. So for me, I used that as motivation, and he was a guy that definitely liked watching him play. Very
cool. Nice. Now, we all have that sporty moment, like it could be like back in second grade, like my first ever sports moment was I was on a picture for the Daily Pilot newspaper playing flag football, and my mom and dad were so proud. They put the picture up on the wall and all that good stuff. I was so far behind on the play. The only way they could figure out it was me because I had hair, about that big from like 79, 80. But I wouldn't call that definitely my most, impressive moment as an athlete, but definitely one I'll remember. Is there one? Give me a good sports moment, Coach, that that sticks with you forever.
I'm going to go back to about 3 years ago when I was the interim head coach and I got my first win at OCC as the head coach. It was something that was definitely worthwhile. We had been working hard all off season. And it was just good to see that the players just reap their benefits from all their hard work and see them smile and just be proud of themselves. So.
Absolutely. It's fun to write about stories like that too, for sure, from my perspective. Yeah. Darius, how about yourself? Give me your greatest athletic moment.
Well, I wouldn't say the most greatest athletic moment, but the moment that impacted me the most. Now I look at it from a different perspective, my ACL injury. So April 4th, 2018. From that perspective, it influenced me to grind differently. It just look at life totally differently. And from here on out, I just feel like it made me a different person. But yeah.
Good for you. Good perspective there. David, how about yourself? You got one?
Probably not like my greatest athletic moment, but just I think like two moments. I like the Ventura when I ran behind Jacob, kind of ironically, and we scored a touchdown, and then I ran behind his side as well against Southwestern, to kind of like get the game going again. So it was just like those type of moments, like, I don't know, like those are the plays, and I could just walk through it in my mind right now that you just won't forget. Everybody getting hyped up, going back on the sideline, and just seeing all your boys and seeing everybody there. It's like it's a feeling you won't forget.
Absolutely. How about you, Jacob?
Honestly, for me, it's always that first huddle walking out, the first huddle every year. Just looking to your left, looking to your right, like seeing your boys that you're gonna go to battle with, and just gets me going again. And I just love that moment every time, breaking the huddle and just lining up and just saying, here we go, and we're going to come after you. That's always my favorite moment.
For sure. It's funny, I've been doing this this will be my 15th year doing this at Orange Coast, and the first home football game, I still get just as nervous and as jacked up as I did, the very first day I did it. And it's a fun feeling. It's something that you definitely want to relive over and over and over again. So, thanks for sharing that with you guys. Kind of a post-football question for you. Once the football career is done and the pads are put away, what kind of goals or interests do you have for the players here? What would you like to? What do you want to be when you grow up, for lack of a better term? What are some things that you like to do outside of football? Darius, I'll start with you. Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, I would say the type of lifestyle that I want to have and live, I want to have financial freedom. So to that extent, I for sure want to continue to trade currencies. I want to jump in the fashion realm. And just go within that, and then continue to go within those endeavors.
Fashion realm. What kind of stuff are you looking at? You're going to be like a model or something, or what are you thinking?
A little bit of that. I love streetwear.
Yeah.
All types of realms. I never really put a cap on myself. It's just if it looks good, let's do it.
I love it. I'll be your first customer.
Let's do it.
David, how about yourself?
Just planning getting my civil engineering degree. Going to branch off, and I want to do construction engineering. Father's a carpenter, family's all in that type of business. So, figured eventually when the time is right, I want to start my own family business. And if I'm going to be the family engineer, that's just going to be a lot better for our company, help us just sign off on projects and, just live that life we want to live.
Oh, that's great, man. Awesome. How about yourself, Jacob?
For me, I want to kind of like stick around sports in general and be a physical therapist, always be around athletes, because to me, athletes are just interesting and enjoying people to be around. I got like similar interests with them, and it's just enjoyable being around the game, different types of sports. It's to me, it's just a more of an exciting field of work for me.
For sure. I'd ask that question to you, Coach Bubba, but I think you've already made your answer at this point. I don't see you changing anytime soon.
No, I'm gonna die at OCC. So when these guys are having kids and families and looking back on their days, I'm gonna be coming out in my walker and still leading the team out on the field. So.
Well, there'll always be pizza and sodas up in the press box for you, unless Darius beats you to it. So, last question for you, Coach. Obviously this is a difficult year. As far as global pandemic, civil unrest that's going on throughout our country. Tell me how these issues have been addressed here at Orange Coast with our football team, both on and off the football field.
I think just in general, I think for us, we as a coaching staff just want to make sure that our players know that we're there for them. We want them to be safe. We want them to have the best experience at OCC. And one of the things for me that I wanted to do was make sure that I was available to them if they weren't getting that. I don't tolerate any kind of mistreatment on my team, from my coaches to players to players. And so for me, being an advocate for them to make sure that they have what they need so that they can be successful. And like I said earlier, if they're not getting it, if they're being mistreated for whatever reason, it's expected that they let me know ASAP so that I can go to bat for them. And make sure that stuff doesn't happen, because it's not needed in this world. Everybody should be treated fairly, no matter who they are, what they are. And when it comes to football, that's one of the other things that I love about football is it doesn't see any color. It's very straightforward. You go in, you work hard, you compete, you rely on other people. Some may be black, some may be white, some may be different from you. But we all come together to work towards a common goal. And so just trying to help these young men try to understand that although there's a lot of turmoil in this world, there's still a lot of good people in this world, and we just got to make sure we surround ourselves with those kind of people.
Well said, Coach. I couldn't agree more. And I hope your team and I hope all of our teams know that our entire department feels the exact same way. We're all behind all the athletes here. We're Pirate family, and we mean that as literal as possible. So anything we can do to help all the athletes here. My door is always open when I have a door. We're always available by email, phone, anything I can do to help you guys out, by all means, give me a shout. I'll do everything I can to help you guys and any sport we have on our campus out. So that's it, guys. I appreciate the time. I know you guys have a busy week coming on. I know we're all itching to get back to work and get back on the field. So best of luck to you guys this year. Coach, thanks for the time. Players, I love it.
Thank you for having us.
We'll see you guys on the field soon, okay?
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
All right, take care, you guys.
Take care, guys.